what is crowdsourcing? Crowdsourcing is a term that first emerged in 2006, actually in a Wired magazine article, and it was used to define a new way of sourcing labor over the internet. Since then, let's say the practice has evolved significantly, and now we talk about knowledge sourcing. For example, Wikipedia is an example of such projects. We talk about crowdfunding projects, we talk about crowd mapping projects, and here on the slide I have added an example of Kickstarter, which I'm sure all of you know, and I'm sure many of you are also familiar with a popular crowd mapping platform, Ushahidi, which I think was invented in Kenya back in 2007 to map some post-election violence, and has become a very popular tool used by activists all over the world.
One project which we are working for quite some time now is actually very much based around crowdsourcing information, because we as journalists learned that this, I mean, all over the world in the last years, that this is a very powerful tool, but this power only can actually be defined if there are good also like technical tools, and if there are some strategies actually how to crowdsource information. I think that you got a lot of information about this in the last session.
One of the probably maybe not the most important, but very important aspects of crowdsourcing is choosing the right tech tool for your effort. Since we're talking about crowdsourcing evidence online, this means that we're talking about various mostly online data collection tools. My main point here, I guess, is that we tend to be very excited about different tools that are out there, and we think that if we just choose the right tool, then people are going to flock and use it and, you know, send us information and so on and so forth. And this is kind of the fallacy, because many people in my experience tend to design their whole data collection effort around the tool, rather than thinking about what kind of tool would fit best with their audience, would fit best with their purpose, would fit best with their with the type of the data that they want to collect.
As I mentioned, we all know since a few years that it's actually a lot easier to collect information from wider audience or wider ranges of sources. So that was a lot more difficult, before tools were developed to do this. But we also, I think, saw many of you experience this in the last years, how useful it is to activate citizens and communities to contribute information.
It's important to present crowdsourced data in an honest and truthful manner, but also in an engaging format, right? Because you want people to pay attention to your findings, and maybe not just the people who have contributed something, but a wider audience. So it's good to think about analyzing how you're going to analyze your findings and present data kind of in advance. And I see this happen from time to time when people think about analysis after they have collected data. But in fact, it's very important to think about analysis before you even start collecting, because the way in which you're going to analyze your data will surely impact the format in which you want your data to come in and how much data you want to collect. You don't want to collect something that you are unable to work with. You don't want to collect more than you really need in order to conduct your investigation or whatever your crowdsourcing effort that you're working on. Therefore, it's important to think about analysis before you set up your crowdsourcing effort, or as you're setting up your crowdsourcing effort.
You want to trigger a debate. We don't want to change anything, but actually more information helps people to debate in a better way. And if actually we can do this, or when this is the outcome of our investigation, I think this is a core success in our way. So to actually to get more transparency, and even to trigger a debate how to make things even more transparent, so that maybe laws are changed or practices are changed, that information are actually easily or more easily accessible.